Alright, so I'm back at the abortion clinic here in Norman, Oklahoma again today, trying to plead with women, trying to call them out on this sin, this sinful path that they're walking in that's leading them to the destruction of the babies within their wombs, trying to just hold them back. And then whenever they leave the clinic, trying to extend to them just the message of the gospel, like the reconciliation that can be had between them and God, even though they're wretched sinners, if they would only confess and truly repent of this sin that they've done and get off the path that leads to death and destruction that they're on and get on the path that leads to life and life eternal. But I make these videos because I learned things at the clinic and I want to try to pass them on to other people. One quick thing that I learned today, I was late. You know, my alarm went off and I hit the snooze button and hit the snooze button, and I didn't get out here as early as I wanted to, so I only was out here for about an hour. But in the hour that I was out here, I talked to 4 different people mainly coming out, because I got out here at 11, and by 11 most of the people that you see are people who've already destroyed their children and the friends and so on that brought them here. But in that small amount of period that time that I was here, I did get to speak to a woman. When I pulled up, Tori Keeter, a member of the Abolitionist Society of Oklahoma, was talking with a young lady who had brought her friend, and we got to talk to her, and she basically just said that she was on a bad path and that she wasn't following God, and that she'd been praying and thinking and asking God to show her signs and that sort of deal. And this probably was one of them, and you know, we invited her to fellowship with us in church and meet with some of the ladies. When her friend came back out, she had just finished aborting an 8-week-old preborn human being. Her friend came out, and you know, she was obviously like a little distraught from the situation, but she was kind of soft to the appeal that we made, because when she was going in, it was kind of like hold her back, but when she was coming out, it was kind of like, man, what you did was evil and sinful, and that God's not going to hold you guiltless. And she actually did stop, and she actually did talk to us, came over and gave us the whole line of reasons, you know, about how she couldn't afford a shot to keep her cervix closed, and how she's got these other kids that she's got to feed, you know, and you know, kind of lightheartedly, but I mean dead seriously, she was saying that she knew that she killed a baby, but it was so she could take care of her children. And that's a common thing you hear at abortion clinics. And you know, I actually managed to say it without offending her, but I suggested that maybe she kill like the 3-year-old instead of the one that's just within her womb, because the 3-year-old's more expensive and harder to sort of keep track of. But you know, she actually listened to that, and you know, she gave us a line, just a lot of reasons why she had to get the abortion, money reasons, so on and so forth. And you know, she asked us the standard thing, well, are you going to adopt a child? Are you going to pay for my medical bills? We live in a culture actually where like the state's going to pay for your medical bills, but we also live in Norman. We have a pretty large abolitionist society, and we practice assistance. And we would have paid her medical bills. We would have paid for the shot that she needed. We would have helped her in many ways. But see, she's not surrounded by a body, a community that follows Christ. So she finds herself hopeless and helpless to deal with what goes on. So basically, different people are in different places, but I am poorer than all the people entering this clinic. I don't receive massive paychecks. I live off of people sending me random checks. Anyway, as you can see behind me, you got a Lexus. That's another thing I learned. At the abortion clinic, you get sort of this mix of like poor people cars and like rich people cars, and then like really rich people cars. It's not sort of just like preying upon the poor. It's people from all sorts of socio-economical classes that are killing their children in this country. So yeah, there's a Lexus. There was a Jackie Cooper license plate. Actually said Jackie Cooper, so someone who works or is part of the Jackie Cooper family or something. They showed up and they had their BMW or whatever it is, and But lots of Hondas, lots of Chryslers, lots of, we saw Denali leave, anyway, just wanted to say that if you can only make it out for an hour, who knows what God brings you into. This morning, talked to 4 people. All 4 of those people probably left this abortion clinic thinking that guy and his friends, they said that I killed my child, and they said it was sin, they said that God would not hold me guiltless, but they weren't crazy. Oh, one last thing. One of the ladies who came out and talked to us, she was telling Tori that she thought we were going to bomb the place. Like she thought that we were there to like do evil and kill people, which is like a weird reverse thing, because that's why people come to abortion clinics, because it's a killing center. They come here to kill people. So maybe they think that everyone who comes here must be coming for the same reason. But we're not coming here to kill people. We're coming here to try to like save people physically from death, and also to tell them how they can be reconciled to God and spiritually born again. So those are just some things that I learned while coming to my local killing center.